Heinemann Publishing presents Awakening the Heart, Teaching Poetry, Kindergarten through 8th grade, 2nd edition. Written and narrated by me, Georgia Hurd. As you listen to this audiobook, you'll hear me refer often to online resources. Instructions for accessing these resources can be found at the end of this audiobook in the chapter titled Online Resources. Chapter 1: Reading and Writing Poetry, Heart, Craft, and Community. Making a poetry environment, a place where our lives really matter. In the room where we write. In the room where I write, I surround myself with anything that reminds me that the world is vast and filled with beauty and poetry. I still have my writing table that I bought at a second-hand store in New England, which I tied to the top of my Subaru station wagon one summer and drove from Maine to New York, an adventure that I wrote about in the original version of Awakening the Heart. 20 years later, I'm still writing on that same well-worn table in my home in Florida. It's a long wooden harvest table with knots of wood swirling on top and chipped paint from sitting outside the second-hand store for too long. It reminds me of the table on the screen porch off the kitchen at my grandparents' house in New Hampshire when I was a girl. It was called a harvest table because throughout the summer, vegetables harvested from a neighbor's farm covered the top. String beans, corn, and in late summer, zucchini and yellow squash. My sisters, cousins, and I sat at the table, sorting and snapping string beans, shucking corn, and cutting yellow squash into penny pieces as we talked. I'm sure I bought my table, paint cracked and peeling, to remind me of those long, abundant summer New Hampshire days. On my writing table, I can almost see the strands of corn silk from our shucking. But instead of vegetables, there are drafts of poems, a wooden box of pens, and new books to read. I bring the outside world in by placing small objects on the table that I've picked up on beach walks. A piece of frosty green.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?